Hello, all my dear friends. My name is Ajay Gulati. I am an income tax officer, plus also I am the author of Advanced Maths and Arithmetic video books. Students, today we will be dealing with our topic that is arrangement. The topic for reasoning is arrangement. I'll try to cover all types of possible arrangements, numerical arrangements, also sitting arrangements, also height arrangement, every sort of arrangement I'll cover in this topic today, and I'll make sure that you understand each and everything very easily. One more thing, students, this is very crucial period of time for you. I would really be very happy if you study throughout the day. You don't please waste your time in any gossiping with friends or social media platforms. Study very hard. If you won't study, somebody else is studying, he or she will grab your seat. So don't let it happen. You have to occupy that seat, you have to procure that seat at any cost, come what may. You will crack the exam. Study hard, give your 100%. Okay, students, so let's start with the studies. Students, this is our first set. A blacksmith has 5 iron articles A, B, C, D, each having a different weight. Here we have to arrange the things weight wise. Okay, we have to make the arrangement weight wise. A, B, C, D, and E each having a different weight. A weight twice as much as B. The weight of A is twice as much as B. Okay, let's say this is A. The weight of A is twice as much as B. That means if B, let's say here is B, if B weighs, I put B over here. Okay, if B weighs B, then weight of A will be 2B. Okay, B weighs 4.5 times as much as C. So I can say B is equal to 4.5C. Students, how do we make the arrangement? The one who is heavier, I'll put him above. The one who is lighter, I'll put him below. Okay, B is equal to 4.5C, or I can say B is equal to 9 by 2C. That means C is equal to 2 by 9B. So if this is C, I say, let's say this is C. Okay, so C I'll say is 2 by 9B. Let you got this, C is equal to 2 by 9B. So I'll place it somewhere, let's say anywhere over here. C is equal to, this capital C is equal to 2 by 9B. Weight of B is small b. Okay, C weighs half as much as D. That means if C's weight is half as much as D, what does it mean? It means weight of D is double of C. So weight of D will be double of C. That is, double of C means double of this. That is 4 by 9B. D weighs half as much as E. Now weight of D is half as much as E. That means E's weight is double of D. So E's weight will be 8 by 9B. Now 8 by 9B is actually less than B. So E will come over here. Okay. This is the order of their weights now. You can easily solve this. Let's see what are the questions given to us for this set. Yeah. Which one is the lightest in weight? Can you figure out who is the lightest? I can easily say C is the lightest. Option number C is your answer. Okay. I hope it is clear to all. Should we move to the next question? E is, last statement is there. E weighs less than A but more than C. E weighs less than A but more than C. I already know it. You need not tell me. This is actually a redundant statement. Even this last statement had not been given us, then also we could have solved the question. Okay. E is lighter in weight than which of the other two articles? E is lighter in weight than A and B. Do we have any such option? Yes, I have this option. Option number A. Next one. E is heavier than which of the following two articles? E is heavier than which of the following two articles? C. E is heavier than D and C. Even if I look at the previous question, E is lighter than A and B only. If I say E is lighter than A and B only, so that means E must be heavier than D and C. We have such option DC. This is the answer. Or even if you look at this, you can easily spot that E is heavier than D and C. I'm sure it must be clear. Let's move to the next one. Which of the following articles is the heaviest in weight? The article which is heaviest in weight is A. Do we have any such option? Yes, I have option number A. Which of the following represent the descending order of weight of the articles? The order is A, B, E, D, C. Okay, A, B, E, D, C. First option is your answer. This A, B, E, D, C. Clear to all? Okay. Next question क्या है दोस्तों? See what is the next question we have, dear students, is there are 6 houses in a row. Mr. Elak, Mr. Mishra and Mr. Ilyas. Mr. Elak has Mr. Mishra and Mr. Ilyas as neighbors. ठीक है? This is, let's say, Mr. Elak. His neighbors are Mishra and Ilyas. Okay, so one side Mishra, one side Ilyas. Okay, one side Mishra and one side Ilyas. Okay. Okay. Mr. Mrityunjay has Mr. Sandeep and Mr. Nayak. Mr. Mrityunjay has Sandeep and Nayak as his neighbors. So far, I hope things are easy and clear to everybody. Okay. Has Mr. Sandeep and Mr. Nayak as neighbors. Mr. Sandeep house is not next to Mr. Mishra or Ilyas. Now look, Sandeep's house is not next to Mishra or Ilyas. See students, as per this pattern, this person has these two as neighbors. What does it mean? He will come in between these two. There are total 6 people. Out of this, I know a patching of these 3. Like this will come in between and these two will be side by side. Again, Mrityunjay will lie in between and these two will be side by side. Other thing is, Mr. Sandeep, we have Mr. Mrityunjay has, where I was, sorry. Mr. Mrityunjay has Mr. Sandeep and Mr. Nayak. Mr. Sandeep house is not next to Mr. Mishra or Ilyas. See, this is Sandeep. His house is not next to Mishra or Ilyas, means this group of 3, Mishra, Ilyas and A, will come either over here or over here. But since Sandeep cannot be next to this fellow and he cannot be next to this fellow, what does it mean? It means the situation will be like S, M, R, N, and after this N, these 3 will come. 1, 2, 3. It depends on which pattern will they come. That is, I will come over here or MI will come over here. That depends. But one thing is for sure, these three as a set, will come over here. Now, do we have any other thing? Let's look at that. Acha, Mishra or Mr. Ilyas and Mr. Nayak does not live next to Mr. Ilyas. Mr. Nayak. This set will come over here. I have copied this set. Small mistake, yeah. Mr. Nayak. This is Mr. Nayak does not live next to Mr. Ilyas. Does not live next to Mr. Ilyas. Okay. Nayak does not live next to Ilyas means this set will come as it is. Exactly as it means here MI, here A, here I. Okay. So far clear? Yeah, sorry for the phone call. Yeah, now let's move ahead. So we put this set as it is. In the last line we were at, Mr. Nayak does not live next to Ilyas. Who are Mr. Mishra's next door? Now what is the question being asked? Who are Mr. Mishra's next door neighbors? So N and A, Nayak and this is Alek. Nayak and Alek are Mr. Mishra's next door neighbor. Do we have any option? Yes, option number 3. This is your answer. Nayak and Alek are Mr. Mishra's next door neighbor. Option number C is your answer. I hope it must be clear to all of you, dear students. Let's move to the next type of set. Let's look at the next set, students. Ashish is heavier than Govind. Mohit is lighter than Jack. See, first of all, I told you heavy, light, up, down. The one who will be more will be placed up. The one who will be light will be placed down. Ashish is heavier than Govind. Next, Mohit is lighter than Jack. Mohit is lighter than Jack. Pawan is heavier than Jack. Pawan is heavier than Jack, but lighter than Govind. Okay. So what does it mean? This PJM will come over here. PJM. Who among them is the heaviest? So who among them is the heaviest? This A. Ashish is the heaviest. Very easily done. And I'm sure, student, this must be very clear to all of you. Yeah, I lost my duster. Now it's available. Yeah. So I hope things are clear to you. This one was an easy one. Let's move to the next one. Here I have an easy question. Pune is bigger than Jhansi. Let's say this is Pune. This Pune is bigger than Jhansi. Sitapur is bigger than Chittor. Sitapur is bigger than Chittor. Sitapur will be above Chittor. Okay. Is bigger than Chittor. Raigad is not as big as Jhansi. Raigad will be below Jhansi. Okay. Raigad is not as big as Jhansi, but is bigger than Sitapur. The moment I read this line, Raigad is bigger than Sitapur, so full this set will come below this. That is Sitapur and Chittor. Which is the smallest? Chittor is the smallest. Quite easily demonstrated. I am sure it will be clear to all of you. So read these questions which are there in the next set. Just go through this. Try to solve it. What are we provided, dear students? B is twice as old as A. B is twice as old as A. Let's say A is A. So B will be what? B will be 2A. But twice younger than A. Twice as old as A. But twice younger than F. Twice younger than B is twice as old as A, but twice younger than F. What does it mean? Twice younger than F. It actually depends how you interpret it, students. But B, make sure you take the correct meaning. C is but twice younger than F. What does it mean? It means F is double the age of B. B is twice as old as A, but twice younger than F. Then it means that F will be double of this. B is twice younger than F, so it means F will be 4A. F will be 4A. Next, what do we have? Next we have is C is half the age of A. C's age will be half of A. Very easily done. C is half the age of A, but twice the age of D. So age of C is double that of D. Double that of D means if you double this number, you will get this number. Which two person form the pair of oldest and the youngest? So which two person form the pair of the old? This is the youngest and this is the oldest. F and D form the pair of oldest and the youngest. Okay. So let's come to the next set now. Let's take the next set. Sudhanshu is as much older than Kokila as he is younger than Praveen. Sudhanshu is as much older than Kokila. Is as much older than Kokila as he is younger than Praveen. That means this gap will be equal to this gap. So Praveen will come over here. Let's see what next is given. Nitin is as old as Kokila. Nitin is as old as Kokila. So Nitin and Kokila are of the same age group. Okay. Which of the following statement is wrong? Kokila is younger than Praveen. Kokila is younger than Praveen. This is absolutely correct. Nitin is younger than Praveen. Nitin is also younger than Praveen. This is also correct. Sudhanshu is older than Nitin. Sudhanshu is older than Nitin. This is also correct. Praveen is not the oldest. Praveen is actually the oldest. So this is our actual answer. Okay, dear students, this statement is wrong and this is the answer. This is wrong, so therefore this statement is the answer. Got it, my dear students? Let me show you the next set. Let's look at the next set, students. What do we have in our next set? A is elder to B. A is elder to B. Okay. A is elder to B. A will be above B, while C and D are elder to E. While C and D are elder to E. While C and D are elder to E, who lies between A and C? C. C and D are elder to E, who lies between A and C. So someone lies between A and C, while C and D are elder to E. So E lies between A and C, and ठीक है, while C and D are elder to E, C and D are elder to E, to E, who lies between A and C. So E lies between A and C. If someone is elder to C and this fellow lies between A and C, so it means the other fellow will be below E, like this. Okay. If C is elder to B, C is elder to B, you need not tell me, this is for granted. I know this thing. On the basis of first two statements, I can conclude this. If C be elder to B, which one of the following statement is necessarily true? Among these statements, which is true? Let's look. Is necessarily true. A is elder to C. A is younger to C. No. C is elder to C. How can we say C is elder to D? There has been nothing specifically, no comparison has been made directly or indirectly so far between C and D. So we cannot say anything. D is elder to C. Again, I say repeat the same thing. There has been, in any of the statement, no comparison has been made between C and D. So this is not possible. E is elder to B. E is definitely elder to B. This is your answer. Okay, E is elder to B. This is your answer, my dear students. Next is regarding the arrangement of numbers. 33. Which of the following statement is true? 33 raised to the power 3 is greater than 3 raised to the power 33. How do we deal in this? 33 raised to power 3 is greater than 3 raised to power 33. Let's see. My main motive will be to equate the powers. Okay, I put 33 raised to power 3, and this I can say 3 raised to power 11 raised to power 3. What will be 3 raised to power 11? See, student, this is 33, and 3 raised to power 11 will be very big. Very big. How come? Even if I write na 3 raised to power 6, 3 raised to power 5, then also you can say, what is 3 raised to power 6? That is 729. 3 raised to power 5 will be what? 243. So here cube and 33 cube, this is a very small number as compared to this. So this greater than will be entirely wrong. So the first option is definitely not. First one is not correct. Okay. Now 3 greater than 3 की power 3. Look, 3 3 raised to power 3 raised to power 3. This is like powers getting multiplied, so I can say 3 raised to power 9. Now what is 3 raised to power 9? 3 raised to power 8 into 3 raised to power 1. You know this might be a big value, but you know so far 6561 into 3, and this is one term 333. Is this greater? No, this is absolutely weird, wrong. So this one is also wrong. What I'm left with is neither one nor two. Neither the first statement nor the second statement is true. So we have done this quite conveniently, my dear students. Okay. Should I move to the next one? Let me find the next question. See, students, the next question you have in front of you is actually a good question and a very conceptual question. We need to find which among them PQR is the greatest. Let's look at the things. 96, 95 into 97. Compare, this is P. Compare this with Q. The Q is 97 over 96 into 98. See students, if you fall into calculation, it will take at least 2 to 3 minutes. It will take a lot of time. Okay, what could be a better way? What could be a better way? Let's start by simple logics. These are very big numbers. I don't know the precise decimal parts of these, but I know a few numbers for which I know the decimal parts. Like if I say this is a middle number, this is previous number, this is next number. Okay, let's start with the series 3. What is the previous number? What is the next number? Like this. I take the next number. This 96, 97, so that way 3, 4. What is the previous number? 3. What is the next number? 5. Next number 5. What is the previous number? 4. What is the next number? 6. Here you will be very easily able to locate that, to find the difference, to make the comparisons. Okay, this is 3 by 8. 3 by 8. One thing, I know the decimal value of this. I told you already 1 by 8 is 12.5. Yeah, 0.125. So 3 by 8 will be 0.375. 4, this will be what? 4 by 15. So as you can very easily figure out, this number, had it been 5 by 15, this number would have been 1 by third. Okay, this number is more than one third. This is less than one third. Getting it? This is less than one third. This is less than one third. If I look at these number, 5 by 24, it's about 1 by 5. Okay, so it's decreasing every time. So that way the first number will be greater than the second number will be greater than the third. That way I can say P is greater than Q. One thing is sorted. Okay, then which of the following is true? So as per the arrangement pattern, P is greater than Q. Let's look at the R now. Let's look at R. Just think about it, how easily we can make it. See, P is what? Dear students, P is 96, 95 into 97. This is P. Let's say, what is R? R is 1 by 97. So far I have established P is greater than Q. P is greater than Q. Just look at it. If I remove this part, I can say this is like this multiplied by 1 by 97. This is what P is this into 1 by 97. That is P is this into R. This is R. Now what is this thing? This thing is 96 by 95. Think about it. 96 by 95 will be 1 point something, 1.0 point something. So this number is greater than 1. This is R. R, see, this is R. This part is R. Just think about it. So one thing is for sure, that this R, okay, this is P. So P is greater than R. Does it make sense to all of you? P is greater than R. So our answer must be P will be greater than everyone. P will be greater than P, Q, P will be greater than R. Now do I need to solve this question? I know P is greater than Q also, P is greater than R also. I need not make comparison in between R and Q. Why? Because P should be the greatest. In which option do we have P the greatest? This is option number B. It saves me a lot of time. Why should I compare Q and R if I don't need to? Getting my point, dear students. So I need not compare this. Let's move ahead. Still, if you want, you can make a comparison between these R and this also. How can you make between R and Q? Look, this is Q. Let's talk about R. R is, first of all, let me write Q. Q is 97 upon, whenever it is written, two numbers are separated by 2 digits, like 96, leave 97, then 98. You can read as 97 minus 1, you can read as 97 plus 1. When you read as 97 minus 1, 97 plus 1, this is 97 square minus 1. This is Q. Let's talk about R. R is 1 by 97. Or I can say R is also multiply both by 97. R is 97 by 97 square. Now things become so easy. How come? Numerators are same. This is P. This is P. This is R. Numerators are same, but the fraction which has less denominator will be more. So P P's denominator is less than the R's denominator, so P is greater than R. Okay, yeah, Q is greater than R. This is Q. Q is greater than R. So what do we get? P is greater than Q and Q is greater than R. This is your answer. Do we have any such option? R is less than Q is less than P. We have easily done this set also, my dear students. Okay, let me move to the next set. Now student, this is our next set. Which of the following statement is R true? Student, this is quite calculative question. In fact, very calculative question. You need to find root 11, you need to find precise value of root 7, then you need to find root 10, then you need to find precise value of root 8, and it will take a lot of time. Adding these up, then also you will get a sum which might be very close together. So definitely this is going to waste a lot of your time. And this is the question, like this is a pit actually. If you fall into this trap now, you will waste a lot of time. Somebody else will take the lead, will do better questions and move ahead, far ahead of you. But if you know how to tackle this question, it will be resolved within few seconds. It's actually damn easy. How? I tell you, look. 11, 7 both are under root, 10, 8 both are under the root. The thing is their sum is 18, their sum is 18. When the sum is same and both the things are in under root, what you need to do is you need to check product of which one is more. 10 and 8 multiplied 80, 11 and 7 multiplied 77. This is more, so this will be bigger. So that way this option is true. Okay, this will be bigger. 17, 11 sum is 28, 15, 13 sum is 28. Product of which is greater? 17 into 11 will give me what, my dear students? 17 into 11 will give me 177. How come 187? How come 187? Any number multiplied by 11, what you do? You multiply it by 10. 17 into 10, 170. 17 into 1, 17. 170 plus 17, 187. 15 into 13, 195. So this product is more. Since this product is more, what will happen? This should be greater. This should be greater. So that way this is greater. So this sign is wrong. So first statement is true, second statement is wrong. Answer is only one. I'll cover each and everything about this question in detail. Just give me a second. Option option 1 is the answer. This is one way of saying it. This is correct, this is wrong. Let me prove you once, then I'll tell you another shortcut for this, another shortcut for proving what I'm proving. See, suppose I say A is less than B. If A is less than B, then what will happen? Then A square will be less than B square. Now what will be A square? A square will be root 11 plus root 7 square less than root 10 plus root 8 square. Let's just check it. A square plus B square plus 2AB. A square plus B square plus 2AB. 18 and 18 cancel. This is 11 into 7. This is 77. Dot means multiply, huh? Okay. Is less than 2 root 80. 2 and 2 cancel, or I can say root 77 is less than root 80, obviously. This is one way I have proved it in front of you. Now I tell you a logical approach. How can you say this product will be always greater than this product even without multiplying? Just look at it. 15 and 13. Suppose I talk about 10 and 8. What is the middle number between them? 9 is the middle number. Let's talk about 9. The sum is 10 and 8 is 18. 18, if you divide it into two equal parts, it will be 9 into 9. Okay, 9 and 9, 18. This product will be 81 or 9 square. The moment you divide this number into two unequal parts, you do it 10 or 8, 10 and 8. This is 9 plus 1, this is 9 minus 1. The moment you multiply them, you will get 9 square minus 1. Okay, This is 9 square, this is 9 square minus 1. The moment you break it, like, see, you can say now 10 into 8 is lesser than 9 square. The moment you break it into 11 and 6, what you get? 9 plus 2, 11 and 7, 9 minus 2. Now what this product will be? 9 square minus 2 square. So getting it earlier, it was 9 square. The moment you increase the gap, it becomes 9 square minus 1. The moment you increase the gap further, it will become 9 square minus 2. The moment you increase the gap between the numbers to be even more, like you have reached 11 7, now you reach 12 6, it will be 9 plus 3, 9 minus 3. Now this product will be what? 9 square minus 3 square. So if this is a middle value, these two are equal, the product will be maximum. If you take this value a bit higher and you take this value a bit lower, if you decrease it and you increase it by the same quantity, the product of these two will be greater than the product of these two values. This is the logic. Okay, dear students. So the moment I see 17 11, what is there? Some 14. 17 and 11, middle number between them is 14. So this is 14 plus 3, this is 14 minus 3, this is 14 plus 2, this is 14 minus 1. So this product will definitely be more. This product will definitely be more. That way 15 and 13 will be more. Product of 15 and 13 will be more than 17 and 11. Okay. Let me wipe this before I move to the next one. Let's look at the next one. Again, we have very good set of question. Very good question actually. Root 12, cube root of 16, fourth root of 24. Which one is the greatest? 2-3 ways are there. One way is you make the power equal. See, the first thing is 12. 12 raised to the power half. The other is 16 raised to the power 1 by 3. The other is 24 raised to the power 1 by 4. Suppose I say I multiply all the powers by 6. If I multiply all the powers by 6, this will become 12 cube. This will become 16 square, 24 raised to the power 1.5. Okay, 12 cube, everyone knows this is 1728, this is 2 5 6. Okay, 12 cube is 1728 if you don't know. 25 raised to power 1 by 5 means 25 into under root 20, 24 into under root 24. 24 I can say approximately 5, less than 5. One seven two eight. I know this is greater, and this value is what? This is less than 120. So definitely option number 1 is true. Okay, now this was one way of doing it. There was another logic. This is one way. Sometime you can find a better way. Look, I tell you how. The moment I saw root 12, see, if you know how to calculate a square of a number which ends with a 5, suppose I need to find 35 square. It will be 5 square 25, multiply this number by its predecessor, 3 into 4 12, by its successor 12. 75 square I can easily spot, write 25, 7 into 8 56, this way. So the moment I see 12, I can read it as 12.25. Let's say it is 12.25. So this number is precisely what? 3.5 or 3.46. Okay, this will be something like 3.5 or 3.45, something like that, 3.46. So this is 3.5. Now 16 cube. Look, cube root of 16. I just tell you one thing. This is like 12 square. Okay, if I take 3.5 cube, if I take, this is 3.5, this is 3.5, can I write it like 3.5 cube, then its power 1 by 3, or I can say cube root of 3.5 cube. But 3.5 cube will be very big. Why? See, this is cube root of 12.25 into 3.5. This will be very much bigger. This will be very much bigger than 16. Option this was 16. So root 12 is 3.5. 3.5 I write like this. I find this is greater than, this is far greater than cube root of 12.25 into 3.5. This will be something around more than 40, 45. So this is definitely greater than cube root of 16. So this way was also doing it. I could easily spot that this is greater than this. Let's look at the next one. Cube root of 25, fourth root of 32, sixth root of 48. Okay, just multiply all the powers by 2. Let's do it. If I multiply all the powers by, I raise all the powers to 6. So I can say 25, 1 by 3 raised to power 6, 32 raised to power 1 by 4 raised to power 6, 48 raised to power 1 by 6 raised to the power 6. Let's see how easy things become. 25 square, 32 raised to power 1.548. I can very easily spot this one is the greatest. This is 7, 25, 625. This is also easy. I can write this as 32 root 32. This is only 48. Let's say, see, this cannot be reached. This cannot reach over here. This is far less than this. Even if I say this is 5, this is actually 5 point something. But even if I say this is 5, 32 into 5 will give me 160. 160 will definitely be greater than 48. 625. This is greater than this. Your option 2 is also correct, my dear students. Let's move to the next one. This you can very easily prove. This is 9 raised to the power 1 by 4 is greater than cube root of 15. See, let's talk about this number. This number has increased. This power, this power has also increased. Why? This is 9 raised to power 0.25. If I take a number which is bigger than this, okay, the number is 15. The power also increases like this. So definitely this part is greater than this part, but it is being said wrong. So what I can say is, first is correct, second is correct, third is wrong. Okay, only 1 and 2 are the statements which are correct, my dear students. Okay, let's move to the next one. Which one is the largest among the fractions? We have to arrange the fraction. We have to find which one is the greatest. How will we do it? See, I'll tell you a very good method. 5 over 113. This I need to compare by 7 by 120. See, if I multiply 5 and if I compare 5 and 7, the numerator has become how many times? 1.4. If you multiply 5 by 1.4, you will get 7. And if you multiply 1.13 by 1.4, you will get approximately 1.5 actually, 150 actually. So the numerator has become this much times. Has the denominator become this times? No. The increase in the numerator, if I move from here to here, the increase in the numerator is more, but the increase in the denominator is very less. So numerator increases more, the denominator increases less. So that way I can say this is definitely greater than this one. Okay. Should I write again? Getting it? This increase is more, and this increased percentage terms is less. So that way I can say this is greater. Okay, now let's see the other thing. 7 by 120, 13 by 145. This is almost double. 7 double 14. It's not even 1.2 times or 1.5 times. It's actually 1.2 times. 120 into 1.2 is 144. This is 1 point. This is actually 1.78, 1.8 times. So again I see the numerator increases like anything, but the denominator does not match up with this. So when there is more increase in the numerator, then this thing becomes more. Okay. The last thing, I have some space here, I'll utilize over here. 13 over 145, 17 over 160. Look, this is near about 1/3. 4 extra na, so near about 1/3 extra. Okay, what is 144? What is 1 by 9 of 144? 14. So this is like 14 more. Getting it? This is 1 by 9. So again I can say that the increase in numerator is far more than the increase in the denominator. 1/3 is much greater than 1 by 9. It's actually triple. So here also, when the numerator is increases, so I see this number is less than this is less than this, and this is less than this. So this is our greatest number. That is option D is your answer, my dear students. I'm sure it must be clear to all of you. So should we move to the next one? Let's take the next question, dear students. Now what we have is, which value among the following is the largest? We are given these four values: cube, third root of 5, fourth root of 6, sixth root of 12, 12th root of 276. Very easy one, huh? See, third root of 5 means what? 5 raised to the power 1 by 3. Fourth root of 6 means 6 raised to the power 1 by 4. 12 raised to the power 1 by 6. And in the end we have 276 raised to the power 1 by 12. What is being asked, my dear students, is the largest. Okay, see, let's raise them all to power. Raise all terms to power 12. All terms to the power of 12. When I raise all the terms to the power of 12, what do I get? 5 1 by 3 raised to the power 12. 6 1 by 4 raised to the power 12. 276 raised to the power 1 by 12 to the power 12. This is 5 raised to power 4. This becomes 625. This becomes 6 raised to the power 3. 12 by 4 is 3. So 6 raised to the power 3 is 216. Now we are very close to the answer. This is 12 square. 12 square can be written as, what can be 12 square written as? 144, and in the end this is 276 as it is. So the largest term is 625. Easily we have done this. This means this is the largest term first. 5 raised to the power 1 by 3 is my answer, dear students. I am sure this must be clear to all of you. Let's take to the next one. Let me rub this before. Which of the following is correct? We are given basically 3 fractions, and they are being arranged in whatever order. We need to tell which arrangement is the correct one. Okay, so dear students, what we do is, let's write down the values. Okay, one value is 2 by 3, 2 by 3 precisely means 0.666. One value is 3 by 5. This is exactly 0.6. The other value is 11 by 15. Let's say I don't know what it is. Okay. Had it been 10 by 15, okay, so it would have been this value. But since numerator increases by 1, so I can say this 11 by 15 is definitely more than 2 by 3, which is clearly more than 3 by 5. Now the arrangement, okay, so we have 3 by 5 is less than 2 by 3 is less than 11 by 5. Which option satisfies this thing? This is the option which satisfies 3 by 5 is less than 2 by 3 is less than 11 by 15. I'm sure it makes sense. Okay, next one now. Before I rub this, while I'm rubbing this, you try the next set. Okay, dear students. Which of the following is true? This is quite a bit similar. Look, let's deal only in the denominator portion. One term is 3 root of 12. One term is 4th root of 29. The other term is 1 by root 5. Okay. Oh, I am dealing just in this part. Root 5. See, this is 12 raised to the power 1 by 3. This is 29 raised to the power 1 by 4. Finally, this is 5 raised to the power 1 by 2. I am just making a bit of approximation. Let's say I am raising the power terms to power 6. Raise to power 6. The moment you raise them to power 6, you get 12 raised to the power 1 by 3 becomes 12 raised to the power 2. This multiplied by 6 will give me 2. This gives me 29 raised to the power 1.5. Last we have 5 raised to the power 3. These things are very clear to us. This is 144. Okay. This is 5 cube. 5 cube is 125. You might not be able to find out 29 raised to power 1.5, but I'll tell you a very good method. See, this will be 29 into under root 29. See students, I'll tell you what is 54 square. You will write 16 over here. 4 square is 16. 54 is how much more than 50? 54 is 4 extra than 50. To 25 you add 4, you get a term like 2916. Okay, so this 2916 is actually the square of 54. So this is very close, so I can say this is 144. This is 29 into 5.4. This is 125. This is definitely greater. Okay, let's see this value. In what range does this value lie? Okay, dear students, see, 29 into 5 will be 145. Even if I take this 5.3, then also it will be greater than all these. So 29 into 5.4, getting it will be more than 150 for sure. So I can say this denominator is greatest. This is greatest when this denominator is greatest. This is smallest. This is middle. But when these things come in the denominator, so the fractions will become reverse. Okay. So what I can say is, now what I can say is 1 by cube root of 12 will be the middle one. 1 by 4th root of 29 will be the smallest. And 1 by root 5 will be the greatest. Clear? Yes. Now we have to tell if these are increased in descending order. Okay. So if these are increased in descending order, so that means 1 by root 5 will come in the earlier first place. 1 by root 5 comes in the first place in both these. Okay. Then will come middle portion 3 root 12, this one. Then will come the smallest one, this one. So only first of all third is true. Then only one can be true. Now see, if I have to arrange them in order, in one order only. So the first will if all these are arranged in descending order, then only one can be true. This is option number 3 is your answer. Only C. So option number C, that is only 3 is your answer. Let's take one more of this type. Let's take the next one. I think I have rushed too ahead. This is the last one, hopefully. Which of the following statements are true? See, the terms being given to us are 2, 3, 5. Now this is a peculiar one, okay? 2, then we have cube root of 5. 3, then we have square root of 5, and last we have 5 fourth root of 3. Fine students, we need to solve this. First of all, power 3, power 2, power 4. What should we do? We should increase the power. Okay, we should increase the power to 12, to 6, let's say. Raise all the terms to the power 6. So actually there was some correction. I have corrected it because the one which I wrote, had that been in the paper, I would advise you not to do it because it will waste a lot of time. The terms are 3 by 2 root 2 by 3 root 5. Okay, 2 by 3 root 5. The other term is 3 by 2 root 5. The last term is 5 by 4 root 3. I will arrange them later, but see, we are given like this. This is greater than this, is greater than this. In order to simplify this thing, what I need to do is, this is root 5, this is root 5, we have a root 3 over here. I need to remove the roots from the denominator. What I do, either I can rationalize them, root 5 multiply like this. Okay, this could be one way. Yes, or an equivalent thing will be multiply all the terms by root 15. Okay, multiply all terms by root 15. What will that give me? If I multiply this by root 15, what I'll get? 2 by 3. Root 15 is root 5 into root 3. If I put root 5 into root 3, root 5 and root 5 will cancel. There will be only one root 3. Next term is 3 by 2. Root 15 is root 5 into root 3. Root 5 and root 5 will cancel. There will be only root 3. The last term will be 5 by 4 root 3. Root 5, root 3, root 3, root 3 cancel, root 4. Now things fall into place. I can say this is 2 into 1.7321 by 3. Okay, again 3 into 1.7321 by 2. Last term is 5 by 4 into 2 point. Students, this is 2.25. Okay, 2.25. Now let's look. First of all, this is 2 by 3, this is 3 by 2. So definitely I can say the second term is greater than the first term for sure. Okay, now the comparison lies between these two. Okay, we will very easily figure that out and that won't be tough. I am keeping this thing one side. Okay, this is 3 by 2, this is 1.7321, this is 5 by 4. What I should be doing is, I'll multiply this by 2. This becomes 6 into 1.7321 by 4. I multiply both sides by 2. Here 5 into 2.25 by 4. Student, that won't be, see, I can easily say this one is greater than this. Now it won't be very clever to multiply this thing, because we can solve it by, even if I multiply in front of you, see what will happen. 5 into 2.2. 5 into 2.2 is 11. 6 into 1.7321. Okay. 6 into 1.7. In fact, 6 into 1.8 is also 1.6 into 1.8 will be 10.8. This is clearly more than 11. So definitely this is the biggest. Okay. You can multiply that also easily. So this is the biggest one, very easily solved. Now let's come to the, so first statement is true. Now let's come to the second statement. Here what I can conclude is this first statement is true. Now let's check this one. Again the same way. Let's take this one now. What we have in the next side is 3 2 root 5, 3 by 2 root 5. Then 2 by 3 root 3. 7 by 4th root of 5, this way. Okay. Now let's say if I multiply all these terms by root 15 again. First one we have concluded this one is true. Now either or it could be option C, or 2 and B and D cannot be possible. Now we have 3 by 2 root 5, 2 by 3 root 3, 7 by 4 root 5. Let's check this. Yeah, let's say I look at these two, 3 by 2 and 7 by 4. Look, 3 by 2 and 7 by 4, rest these are same. 3 by 2 is 1.5, 7 by 4 is 1.75. Okay, so far this is true. Yeah, this one is greater than the second one. This is for sure true. Now let's solve it, no problem. This is 3 by 2 root, 3 by 2, this is 7 by 4. Let's look at this one now. If I rationalize these things, okay, I multiply these things by root 15. When I multiply these things by root 15, what do I get? Root 5 and root 5 will cancel. This will give me 3 root 3 by 2. Next, this will give me 2 root 5 by 3. Root 3 and root 3 will cancel. The last term will give me 7 root 3 by 4. So far clear? Let's look at this. This is 1.5. Okay, no problem. 3 into 1.7321. 3 into 1.7321 by 2. The last will be 2 into root 5 by 3. That will be 2 into 2.25. Okay, by 3. 7 into 1.7321 by 4. This will give me, see, 3. Okay, I multiply 3, 9, 6. 1.7 is 5.1. 5.196 by 2. This will give me 4.45 by 3. And the last will give me, suppose I say, I'll multiply, no problem. I'll take this. 7 into 2 will give me 14. 1 carry. 7 into 3, 21. 22, 2 carry. 7 into 17, 119. 119 plus 2 was the carry. So that becomes 1.2, 12.1. Okay. 12.1 by 4. Now you can get the exact value. This is, let's say, 5.2. 5.2 by 2 is 2.6 approximately. This will be 1, not even 1.5, less than 1.5. And the last one, 12, this will be 3 point something. So definitely this is the greatest, but this is not in the middle. This is the smallest. So this statement is false. This statement is false. What do I get? Only 1 is the correct one. Okay. I hope, students, that is enough for today. We'll meet again tomorrow. Till then, carry on with your studies. Do study hard. Don't let this time go away from your hand. Your exam is very near. Study with your full force, full impetus, crack the exam in your very first attempt. All the best, my dear students. Good night, take care, we'll meet again tomorrow. Bye.